Hello, everybody. Welcome to Phil's Place. I think this is like my 20th take because I'm recording on a Sunday night and it's getting late. It's 10:50 p.m. Very smart of me. However, I wanted to get on and talk sports. And we had a really good game here in Pittsburgh, the Penguins against the Bruins. We're going to start with hockey. And I'm just going to pretend right now that I am hosting a sports talk show. I'm a host of a sports talk show and nobody's calling in. So I'm just going to fill time. All right, here we go. Pittsburgh Penguins played a very critical game today against the Boston Bruins. And it was not looking good at first for the Pens. They were down 3-0 in the second period. And then they scored their first goal. It was Igor Chinnikov ripped a slap shot from the faceoff circle right past the Boston goalie, made it 3-1. And then that was the end of the second period. Okay. The third period comes on TV, that is, because I wasn't there. And I would say this is probably maybe one of the best third periods I've seen in a hockey game in a very long time, and here's why. The Pens picked up some momentum. They got to a puck that could have been icing, and Connor Dewar ended up with the puck in the left face-off circle, and he turns around, massive backhand. Before you knew it, it was in the back of the net. He freaking ripped this. Game's now 3-2. And I haven't seen a backhand like that in a very long time, especially one that goes in. I mean, he ripped it. And Sidney Crosby is one of the best when it comes to backhander goals. He can score goals in any way. But Crosby's still out. He's injured. He got hurt in the Olympics. And I'm sure he was there and probably was blushing at just how great that backhander goal was by Connor Dewar. Makes the game 3-2. I don't think anyone expected that goal to be scored. Place goes crazy. Caught our attention at home. And then 30 seconds later, here comes Anthony Mantha. We call him Mo because Mo Mantha played for the Penguins in the 80s. Us old-timers who have been lifelong Pens fans definitely remember Mo Mantha. Here comes Mo. Puts it in 30 seconds later. Ties the game at 3. Crowd is going crazy at PPG Paints Arena. I'm sure it was loud in there. That place will never be as loud as the old Civic Arena, but it was still loud in there, and it turned into a playoff atmosphere. There's no question about that. But the Bruins were not over. They weren't done. Zacha scored, made it 4-3. It was his third goal of the game, had the hat trick. But shortly after that, here comes Mo Mantha again. Anthony Mantha comes in, tips a shot taken by Wotherspoon, goes in the net. Game's 4-4. Crowd going crazy. Playoff atmosphere, like I said. In the regulation, 4-4. Games going overtime. That's when I get nervous. Pens have not been playing that great in overtime. In fact, they've got 14 points sitting in the overtime column, which is not good. I think they're leading the league in that. Had they converted some of those into wins, then there's no question the Pens would probably be on top of the Eastern Conference right now. But however, 17 seconds in, it was Igor Chinnikov who scored the first goal, stole a puck. Somehow the puck makes his way over to Tommy Novak, scores a game-winning goal. Like I said, 17 seconds in. Pens win. Crowd goes crazy. Playoff atmosphere. Everything I said before. But this was such a critical win. This, I think, is the turning point of the season for the Pens. Played a very tough Boston Bruins team. A team they don't play well against. Thank God it was at home. And they're without Crosby, as I mentioned earlier. He got hurt in the playoffs. And they're without Evgeny Malkin, who just finished serving his second of a 5-game suspension. They're going to be without him for the next 3 games, coming up on a very, very tough schedule here. They hit the road, 5-game road stand. Yeah. They leave for Carolina. They got the Carolina Hurricanes down in Raleigh on Tuesday the 10th. Carolina's in first place in the division, the Metropolitan Division, with 86 points. The Penguins are second with 77 points, and the New York Islanders have 76 points. So these are some very critical games coming up, very tough games, because after Carolina, they fly out to Vegas. They play against the Golden Knights on Thursday the 12th. Then they go to Utah to play the Mammoth. They're right now, I think, first in the wild card in the Western Conference. Very good team. I think they have 76 points, so they're right around about the same ballpark as the Penguins right now, this part of the season. And then after that, they go to Colorado to play the Avalanche, who definitely by far is the best team in the NHL. They've been hot all season. It's been crazy how they've been playing. They have everybody, and they have the right system. They have everybody buying into it. They're doing all the right things they have all season, so they're just playing out of their minds. And then they come back out east, and they go back to Carolina. Another tough game. So that's 5 games right there. They'll be hopefully lucky enough to get 3 wins out of this. Let's just hope, okay? We don't know if it's going to happen, but let's just hope. And then after that road stand, they've got 3 games at home. Excuse me. They got on the 21st, Saturday of March, they will be playing the Winnipeg Jets. Not a guaranteed win, but a team that the Pens should beat. And then Carolina comes to Pittsburgh. So that's going to be 3 times they're playing the I'm sorry, I almost called them Panthers. That's the football team. That's the 3rd time they're going to be playing the Hurricanes in the month of March, starting this coming week. Got them at home, 3:00 start on Sunday the 22nd. And then after that, they got the Avalanche again. They're coming to Pittsburgh, the 24th. So you're looking at 5 tough games on the road, 3 games at home. 2 of the 3 are very tough. So they've got their work cut out for them, I should say. However, if they can replicate somehow how they played in the 3rd period, then the Penguins could have some luck here on their side during these next 8 games. Sidney Crosby, hopefully, will be back in enough time. I don't know if he'll be ready for Tuesday. They're not saying. I know he's been practicing with the team. They said he's skating pretty well. They don't want to take their chances, obviously. He's got to be 100%. And let's hope he's back on Tuesday against Carolina. If not, I'm really hoping, and I will predict that he'll be back for that game on Thursday the 12th against the Vegas Golden Knights. So, but it's been some good hockey still. After the Olympic break, they were 2-0-1. They had a couple of tough losses. They lost at Boston last week on Tuesday. They did not play well at all against Buffalo here at home. By the way, Buffalo is first in their division. They have 84 points. They're on top of Tampa Bay with 82 points they have. Yesterday, the Pens lost to the Flyers at home. It was a 4-3 loss. They lost in the shootout. But 2 points every game. Very, very important. Okay. Next, I do want to talk about college basketball because we're coming into call it the heart of conference tournament play. I first want to talk about Robert Morris. They're the best college basketball team in Pittsburgh right now. And I say that because They are second. They finished, I think, in second in their conference, the Horizon Conference, but they're now in the semifinals. Okay. And they're going to be playing against Detroit Mercy, and Wright State will be playing Northern Kentucky, but Wright State is number 1 seed. RMU's second seed, playing the 3rd seed in Detroit Mercy. I do know that they had beaten Detroit Mercy earlier this season. So let's just hope that Robert Morris will be able to win tomorrow night and likely play Wright State in the conference championship game. How can you not like Robert Morris basketball? Okay. Yes, kind of hopping on the bandwagon. I haven't been to a Robert Morris game in a couple of years, but the campus is literally not even 10 minutes from where we live. And it's fun running into Coach Andy O'Toole. I sometimes run into the assistant coaches, have conversations with them. It's a great coaching staff. They're great guys. They don't have an easy job because normally in today's day and age with the NIL, these players are all gone. And they have to go out and recruit a whole new team, which is what they had to do last year. Robert Morris made it to the NCAA tournament last year and gave Alabama a hell of a game. Actually, at one point, they had the lead in the second half over Alabama. It would have been a hell of an upset. It would have been talked about for a very long time. However, Alabama ended up winning by 10. And Coach Toole and his staff, like I said, had to go out and get a whole new team. But they obviously recruited some good players because they finished in second, and they're second seeded, playing tomorrow night, Detroit Mercy. Hopefully they win. Hopefully they beat Wright State, who will likely beat Northern Kentucky, like I said, on Wednesday night. That game will be on ESPN, by the way. So let's go Bobby Moe. They're the home team. I also want to talk about Duquesne Dukes. Yesterday, at home at the UPMC Chuck Cooper Fieldhouse, they hosted Richmond. Richmond had a 30-point lead in the first half. I was actually following the game on my phone, and I just felt bad. I felt bad for this team. They went into halftime down by 21, and they did the impossible. They came back. They tied the game, had the final possession. 3-point shot was taken, hit the rim, and there's a player named David Dixon for the Duquesne Dukes, who's 6'9", was there for the rebound, put it up with his left hand. As soon as the ball left his hand, the buzzer went off, ball goes in, game over. Duquesne beats Richmond 79-77, and probably the best comeback of the season by any team in the NCAA. That's my guess. I don't know. I didn't research it. But what a great feeling that is for Duquesne, for the Duquesne Dukes. It's a game that's going to be talked about for a very long time. It's going to be a game that sits probably in their top 5, maybe in the history of the men's basketball team. And it was just a good feeling. It was great to see have happen. So they will be entering the Atlanta 10 conference tournament. Then you got Pitt, and Pitt beat Syracuse in overtime on Saturday night. That got them into the ACC conference tournament. I love college basketball. I'll root for all 3 teams here that we have D1 teams here in the city of Pittsburgh: Pitt, Duquesne, Robert Morris. I like all 3. I'm a massive Pitt fan, have been all my life. I really like Duquesne a lot. I worked at Duquesne for 16 years. I have a master's degree from Duquesne. My son has his bachelor's degree from Duquesne. So they're right there with Pitt. And again, Robert Morris, I've met Coach Andy Toole a couple times. I've met people on his coaching staff quite a few times, seem to run into them more so, obviously. And they're great guys. It's a great coaching staff. It's a coaching staff that has to basically go out and recruit a whole new team at the end of each season because of NIL. Duquesne's kind of in the same position, and so's Pitt. But then again, so's almost every team in college basketball. So's every team in football. So's every team in women's basketball. And probably, most of the sports too, varsity sports. With all that said, we can only hope that one, Robert Morris wins the Horizon Conference tournament, goes to the NCAA tournament again, be 2 years in a row. Be great for the team, great for the campus, great for Moon Township, and of course, great for Coach Toole and his staff. We can hope that Duquesne gets a couple wins, makes a run out of it, and then can say that they finished maybe at 19 and 15 or something like that. Right now they're 17 and 14, but if they can get to 20 wins somehow, that would be great for the program. There's nothing to say. It's a program that needs to be under the microscope, which I'm sure it is. Jeff Capel seems like a great guy, but he's just not getting the job done. And it's hard because of NIL. They don't have the Duke money. They don't have the Kansas money. They don't have the Michigan money to pay these kids. They just don't. But it would be nice still to see them have a much better program than where they're at right now. Okay, that concludes this episode. My little 15, 20 minutes, whatever time it is that I've been recording, playing sports talk show host on a station that gets 0 phone calls. I will be hopping on shortly this week because I'm going to talk more about launching Clarke Advisory, which is now the third entity of Clarke Consulting Group. I've been working as a travel agent for a year now, independent travel agent. I picked up this podcast, Phil's Place, back in November. I'm having a blast with it. I'm having a great time with it. I'm up to 232 followers on YouTube. So I hope that for anyone who's watching, if you're not following yet, please do subscribe. The subscription on YouTube is 0 cost, and it's very easy to subscribe. It takes 2 seconds to scroll over to the subscribe button and press it. And then also hit the bell so that you can get alerts on anytime I publish in the future. It's greatly appreciated. Something that even podcasters who have numerous subscribers, 500,000, 1 million, they're still asking for more subscribers. They're showing statistics that say that 20% of who watches their episodes are actual subscribers. I think in my case, it might be 3%, 4%. I don't know. Just please subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Tomorrow or Tuesday, when I come back on, like I said, I'm going to talk about Clarke Advisory, my strategic communication consulting business. And I already touched upon that a little bit. I did publish an episode on YouTube, but I did not make it. I didn't put it on Facebook or take any shorts or reels to put on TikTok or on Instagram just yet, but I'll be busy doing that this week. The web address is www.clarkeconsultinggroup.biz, B-I-Z. And that's CLARKE consultinggroup.biz. So, all right, it's late. I should be in bed right now. It's 11:11. Make your wish. Okay. Hope all of you have a fantastic week. And that concludes this episode. Thank you so much. Take care. And again, have a great week.